Welcome to Mainland, your local regional television station. I'm Tania Omar, and some of the stories coming up in today's news: it's World Elder Abuse Awareness Day, successful local band The Broods collaborate with Lord, Cawthron on the search, and more. Elder abuse can be wider, says Nelson's Age Concern Chair Charles Terrell in comments marking World Elder Abuse Awareness Day. He noted that institutional abuse also needs to be taken into consideration where local government or national government is not putting the needs of elderly population in their policies. Today is World Elder Abuse Awareness Day, and Age Concern Nelson Tasman held a morning tea and invited members of the public or supporting agencies to come and discuss issues around elder abuse. I spoke with Mel Drummond, Elder Abuse and Neglect Prevention Advisor, to see, is this an issue in our region?
My personal situation is our elderly relatives seem to be well cared for. I'm not aware that there's any issue in our region. What would you say to me?
Well, statistics unfortunately indicate that there is a problem. There are around about 18% of cases that aren't reported of the overall amount that do come to the attention of the authorities. So there is a lot of cases that are unreported. But in saying that, I'd just like to point out that it's not all negative. There are cases where there are older people in our community who are cared for by family members, who are cared for by their neighbours, who are cared for by the community, and it's not all negative. But what we need to do is identify those people that are at risk, and actually make sure that they that they're safe. Essentially, it does happen. Unfortunately, but it's really a matter of mitigating the risks.
How would we identify this in our neighbourhood?
You could look at behaviour of the older person. There may be unusual goings on in their home. They may be getting visitors that you think what's actually happening here. The inappropriate times, inappropriate people going to their home. They may be vulnerable to financial abuse by a group of people. Changes in behaviour, changes in health. Just a general gut feeling that, hey, something's not quite right there, and maybe a phone call to a family member that you know, or in more severe cases, obviously, to the police, or if you want to, just advice from us.
One resident at the meeting, Ruby, highlighted that some elderly can be isolated even though they live with others. Age Concerns Manager Sue Tilby responded, saying that there is an issue with seniors who are looking after another elderly person in the home and yet are isolated, and it can lead to unintentional abuse when the elderly carers don't have support systems around them. The meeting generated discussion around finding solutions to these problems. If you have any concerns about an elderly person you feel is being abused, please contact Age Concern on 544 7624. Panel shops in the region are doing well due to the amount of accidents that are occurring on our roads. However, not all of the damaged vehicles are covered by insurance. There has been a question of whether third-party insurance should be made compulsory in New Zealand, and today one local woman, Jeannie, arrived in our studio to tell us about what she is doing to address the issue.
Jeannie, you've come into our studio today, just popped in out of the blue. You've got a passion about third-party insurance at the moment, and you've started a petition. Tell us why and how people can get behind it.
I was tootling up the road the other day and I was coming up past McDonald's at about lunchtime, and this car came out of nowhere. It did a U-turn out of Z Energy and crashed into my car. He pulled over to the side of the road, I pulled over to the side of the road, we both got out. He approached me, said, "It's my fault, I accept responsibility, but I have no insurance." So he gave me his details, which was good. I went straight to my insurance company, filled out the claim. My insurance company has been ringing him every day for 7 days and still hasn't got a hold of him. So I started running this petition down on the street, and it's got a photograph of my car crash, and it's got a big notice saying third party insurance compulsory in New Zealand, because it's compulsory in Australia, America, Italy, Great Britain and Germany and possibly other countries. So I think it should be compulsory in New Zealand. So when you have a car accident, you immediately get covered.
Right. So one way of, I guess, dealing with it, we have our ACC is paid through our car registration. Do you think third party, for those people that can't prove they have insurance, would have to pay through their registration? Is that one way of getting around it?
That's actually what I'm aiming for, because people who already have an insurance party policy,
yeah,
they can already prove that they have this by a document that they hold, and they don't have to pay twice for it through the car registration. But people who don't have any policy would have to pay through vehicle registration. Now, I'm not talking about just cars, I'm talking about all vehicles that are on the road. Everybody who drives is actually driving a weapon, and it can kill. And we all know that by the figures of our road accidents. So I believe that anybody who's holding a weapon should actually have a licence and to have insurance for it.
Right. Now, Jeannie, this petition, how many signatories have you, how long's it been going, how many signatures have you got?
Well, I only went out yesterday and I've got a full page of 30 signatures, and I've got another board round at the library I haven't checked yet, and I've got 2 boards going on the street, plus I've got an internet petition, which you can find the link for on my Facebook page, which is called Third Party Compulsory Insurance, and I've also got it on neighbourly.co.nz, and I'm getting heaps of responses to it.
Great. Okay. Fabulous. So if people want to get behind, look out for these petitions in the libraries.
And outside Kodak.
Right, there you go. Yep. In Nelson, of course.
On Trafalgar Street.
Yeah. So get behind it, because a few of us have been in this situation. One of my pet gripes is car parks. How many people and I must admit, I've got dents in my car that could only be caused by 4-wheel drives, big SUVs. And, and my car is my pride and joy, and now it's just getting beaten up by people in big SUVs who just whack open their door. One of them has even been from an SUV backing out and the bull bars hitting the back end of my car. Not one person has left a note to say, I've done this damage.
It's the same with me. I've come out of a supermarket and I found this scrape on the side of my car with a totally different colour paint to mine. And obviously some car has scraped past it and not stopped to say it was me.
Yeah. So people out there who drive these big vehicles actually need to take responsibility. If you've got kids in the car and you damage someone else's car, what are you teaching those children? So we have to really be aware of the messages we're giving in our community by how we treat people and their property. And that's my pet gripe. So I haven't got a petition yet.
You should be taking one.
But I'm going to support yours. I'm going to support yours. Thanks, Jeannie.
Thank you.
Need an excuse to come out of the winter hibernation? Well, we have one, and it's live music to help our local youth re-energise. Chrissy Small caught up with youth and community event organiser Paul McConaughey to see what he has put on the horizon for the upcoming weekend.
Paul, RockQuest, of course we've just had the heats and now we've got the finals. That's gone on to find its winners. Extraordinary talent, had the privilege of filming it for Mainland TV. Great kids, great talent, and of course now you're picking up the pieces and continuing in some form. What are you doing?
We're hosting an event called Rock the South. It's on Saturday the 25th of June, and it's giving these youth bands an opportunity to perform live, hone their skills in front of a live audience, and give young people a chance to come out and see live music, which is really strong in the region and really deserves all the profile it can get.
Well, look, we've got a couple of success stories right now with the Broods. Of course, they've come up through the RockQuest ranks in the Peasants, and they've gone on to do great things overseas and are about to release their second album. This has got to be good for the region.
Yeah, totally. And I mean, every band needs to get a start somewhere, and Smoke Free RockQuest is a great avenue for that. And we just want to carry on that momentum and give them a chance to play live. We've got some great bands playing at this event. There's 7 of them from across the region, Nelson, Tasman, even one coming over from Blenheim, and they're just excited to be able to get out there and strum the guitar and beat down on the drums and just show everyone else all their hard work, what it sort of pays for. But I mean, they're just drawn by the love of music and they just want to play live.
Yeah. Sorry, I've got the sun right in my eyes. Okay, so Paul, you've got quite a few groups here. We've got the poster here, so people look out for that. You'll find out everything that you need to know on this poster. But okay, Paul, with this is just a forum for kids to hone their skills. Is that what you're creating here? Yeah,
totally. Yeah, just an avenue that they can play live, and really kind of build on what they've sort of picked up from RockQuest and give them more chance to play. And I mean, there's not a lot of opportunities for them to play live, but yeah, we like to think that along with Nelson City Council, who are kindly supporting this event, that we provide them with chances to get out there and play.
Great. So it's a free event?
Free event for teenagers 15 to 18 years, and hosted at the St John's Hall on Hardy Street.
Okay, fabulous. From 8 until 11 o'clock at night, so good sensible hours for the kids, and somewhere for the kids to go. And what about parents? Can they come along?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, we understand that parents are quite often very supportive of their young kids in their quest for music stardom. They host band practices at their place, they transport them around, so it's only fair that they get to see their kids playing live too. So it is an all ages show, and yeah, we welcome them to come along and support it as well.
Great. Well, Paul McConaughey, good job. This is great. Come out and support that, you guys, so we get to see more of it and get to see more of our young players out there. It's fabulous to see them getting out and giving it a go.
Totally is, and yeah, it's just the start for many of them, and for some they do go on to national or international success, but for others they just love just getting out there and turning the amps up and playing loud music.
While on the topic of young local talent, Nelson brother and sister group Broods, Georgia and Caleb Knott, have been busy working on their second album due for release in 2 weeks. Having just released a new single from it titled Heartlines, which we understand was on a project worked on with New Zealand artist Lord. Both Broods and Lord work with New Zealand producer Joel Little. Meanwhile, now with a base in the US, the Nelson Group are about to embark on a world tour on June 22nd in Salt Lake City. So for locals wanting to go and see our homegrown group, these are the New Zealand tour dates: July 14th in Christchurch, July 15th in Auckland, July 16th in Wellington and July 18th in Dunedin. Bookings are open now from a link on the Broods Facebook page. Cawthron Institute, New Zealand's first science organisation, was first established in 1919 through the generosity of Nelson businessman Thomas Cawthron, who left the bulk of his fortune to establish a science institute in his name. It is now New Zealand's largest independent science organisation, employing 200 scientists and specialist staff. Around 60% of the Institute's revenue is from private companies and organisations, and 40% from contestable government grants. The Cawthron Foundation is now seeking additional trustees with the skills to drive the next stage of philanthropy. The foundation was launched in 2015 to help solve New Zealand's leading environmental challenges. It sets out to raise donations, bequests and endowments towards public good science, as well as scholarships to support talented emerging scientists. The foundation is overseen by an independent trust board chaired by Dr. Morgan Williams, current chair of Worldwide Fund for Nature in New Zealand and former Parliamentary Commissioner for the Environment. The current board has 5 trustees and are looking for 2 more people who have previous governance experience or an understanding of effective governance and strategy. They are particularly keen to hear from people who understand philanthropy and are passionate about the contribution it can make to society. All funding sourced by the Foundation helps Cawthron Institute deliver research into areas important to New Zealanders and to support emerging New Zealand scientists. We invite the people to express interest in becoming a trustee on the Cawthron Foundation to ensure the issues that matter to us all are addressed, whether it's having enough clean water to swim or drink, or ensuring healthy ecosystems for fish to thrive. We have a West Coast search update. The search for missing 2-year-old Emily Saunders is being reassessed today. Emily has been missing since Thursday when the vehicle she was in became submerged in the Porua River on the West Coast. The police dive squad are en route to the search area today. Once on site, the squad will be briefed in preparation for searching the river on Thursday. Police are using every available resource to find Emily and return her to her family and friends at this tragic time. After the break, we'll bring you the latest weather update and some events and happenings coming up from around the region.
Are you looking for a scooter, walker, wheelchair, baby seats or pushchairs? Then come in and see the Nelson Region Specialist at Mobility for You, 269 Queen Street, Richmond, opposite the library. We have a huge selection of scooters, walkers, wheelchairs and accessories, along with a free booklet guide. We also provide a breakdown service if you ever get a puncture or a flat battery. We have fully equipped service vans to rescue you. Hi, I'm Robin Jordan and I invite you to call in and see the friendly team at Mobility for You, 269 Queen Street, Richmond, opposite the library.
Hi there, Julian Toon, Waimea Telecommunications. We install and maintain domestic and commercial satellite TV, UHF Freeview and Mainland TV installations in the Nelson, Tasman regions. We specialise in Panasonic telephone systems and provide communications, Wi-Fi, IT and wiring for internet, fibre, computers and DSL systems. At Waimea Telecommunications, we also provide specialist electronic systems for features such as a security camera you can watch on your TV, visitor alert systems and much more. Improve your security and communication and entertainment today. Call us on Waimea Telecommunications on 021 472297, ytel.co.nz.
Why would you want to pay as much as $1,000 for a single bed mattress when you can buy a high quality locally made mattress like this for as little as $220? And a queen size mattress could cost you in excess of $3,000, but at Nelson Beds you could have a mattress like this as low as $425. So why would you go out and spend a fortune on your child's bedroom when you can come to Nelson Beds and buy a complete single mattress and base set, a 7-drawer Scotch chest, a headboard and a 3-drawer bedside cabinet for as little as $979? So call and discuss our custom manufacturing options and local after sales service at Nelson Beds, Nelson's only bedding manufacturer.
Sit and Be Fit is on at the Victory Community Centre Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. at the Victory Community Church, 238 Upper Vanguard Street. School terms only. Fun while you get fitter, work at your level. For more information, please contact Shirley on 547 1433 or 021 121 8023.
Victory 60 Plus is on Tuesdays at 1:30 through to 3:30 p.m. at 238 Upper Vanguard Street. You can join in for cards, games and a cuppa. For more information you can contact Jan on 546 9057 or 027 4577 955.
On behalf of the team here at Mainland Television News, thank you for joining us, and we'll bring you the latest news and events from around the region again tomorrow.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.